News out of Quebec of COVID-19. Our colleagues at Radio-Canada have now confirmed the province will make masks mandatory in indoor public places later this week. Laura McQuillan is here with the details. Laura, what do we know so far?
Well, Jennifer, the details so far are that this will take effect from Saturday. So anyone in Quebec heading to a store, any kind of business where the public is allowed in, will need to wear a mask inside. The other details that our colleagues have confirmed are that it will be up to the owners of the businesses to enforce this. So a customer who didn't wear a mask, who refused to wear a mask, wouldn't be penalised, but of course they could be refused service by that business owner. Now, this comes as from today, Quebec is implementing mandatory masks on public transit. So you could consider this a practice run from today for what's going to happen on Saturday. And as people steel themselves, get ready to wear masks, we got some advice this morning from one of our medical experts on what to do about wearing masks and why it's important, and here's what he told us.
A homemade mask is maybe not as good as the stuff that we use in hospital, but it's still pretty good. And if everybody can wear them, it is going to make a difference in terms of viral transmission. So they don't have to be anything fancy, but as long as they cover your nose and mouth and cover your face and they don't have any gaps between the edge of the mask and your skin, that's really the most important thing we need to look at. And masks only work if people wear them.
Now, same goes for people in other parts of the country that are bringing in these mask rules, of course. The Greater Toronto area, Ottawa, other parts of Ontario doing likewise. York region, just north of Toronto, set to do this from Friday. And in fact, Calgary is now considering doing the same. Its mayor says not enough people are wearing masks indoors, so the city might have to force the issue, Jennifer.
I thought it was interesting. The doctor said that 2 layers of cotton are best. And we see, Laura, a lot of those homemade masks people are wearing that are just one thin layer. So he says even if you have to double up, that's good advice. And meanwhile, I know you're also tracking developments in Ontario, set to embark on the 3rd and final phase of its reopening strategy. An announcement expected today, Laura.
That's right. The Premier set to announce what is happening with Stage 3, when it will begin and where it will begin, because it's not clear at this point whether this will be cross-province or if it'll be piece by piece like we saw with Phase 2, a gradual reopening in different areas based on their COVID-19 statistics. You're looking there at bars and restaurants. A lot of people have been out on patios so far, but they could soon be back indoors. That's expected under Stage 3. But there might be things like a lowered capacity, a minimum space between tables, potentially, 2 metres to keep people apart. And you might have to give your contact details in case they need to trace you if there were an outbreak linked to wherever you went. So a lot of tricky considerations there, and we heard about some of those from a public health expert, Sumon Chakrabarti. Here's what he told us.
Restaurants are a tough one because obviously when you're there, people are sitting around each other and they have no mask on and they're talking, right, in close proximity. I've seen a lot of creative solutions. I've seen, plexiglass between tables, having it only that the people at your table are in your social bubble. But there's only so much you can do because of the nature of eating together, and there's going to be an inherent risk, but it's a risk that I would say is less than, say, a nightclub.
Now, we're also watching for an update from the province on reopening things like cinemas, like gyms, outdoor playgrounds as well, and gathering sizes, of course, still restricted to 10, expected to rise with that announcement today. Don't know the number yet, but we'll keep you posted. In the meantime, Toronto's mayor has tweeted out a little message to the residents of the city, reminding them as we head towards Stage 3. He says he knows Toronto residents will keep up the good work that's got them thus far, and remember to wear a mask or a face covering inside public spaces. That same message that we're hearing from experts as we await that announcement from the Premier today.
Okay, lots to watch for. Thanks, Laura.